Hello. This is always the time where I'm just going to do a little bit to and fro to make sure that I'm live, fingers crossed. So I'm just going to refresh all of this, so bear with me. If you are here and you're watching, let me know I'm all set up, fingers crossed. Let's see. Right, so I think I'm live. I'm hoping that you are all starting to tune in now as well. So I'm just going to, I've got my laptop, I've got my phone, so I can check everything. Excellent. Okay. So if you are watching and you can hear me, say hello. Let me know the usual thing, let me know who's watching, let me know where you are in the world, because obviously these Facebook Lives are going all over the world, which is massively exciting. So if you're watching, say hello, and I'm going to try my very best to read the comments as I go through, which I've learned is almost impossible, but I will try and do that now as well. So now we're up and running. Oh, lovely, some comments coming through already, which is brilliant. Oh no, and then I make, oh, hang on a sec, I need to mute myself. If I try and read comments, I end up listening to myself, so let me just see if it catches up on the laptop. I think it's a little bit behind in the laptop itself. Let me just check. One sec. And let's mute this. One day I will get all of this exactly right, but it takes a little bit of time just to get all this done, so bear with me. Right. Oh, lovely. I can see comments. Fabulous. Oh, there's a lovely first one. You look lovely in green. Oh, thank you very much. Hello. Oh, now they're all coming through. Hi from Caerphilly. Right, so now I can't see, and it's not Fluffy, it's Sarah. I gave it a little zhoosh. It was all over the place earlier. So the truth is, I've got naturally curly hair, and it just does its own little thing. It's just all a bit wild. So I don't know what it's doing, but it's absolutely boiling here in Swansea. So it hasn't been, I think with everybody, it hasn't been that great in the summer. Just absolutely typical. Before summer was boiling, had the summer holidays, and now poor teachers, if anyone is a teacher out there, I feel really sorry for you, because obviously we've got this massive heat wave and everyone's back in work. But no, it's just mad. So yeah, you can see my lovely little tan lines. This is not a maid dress. I've gone for the coolest thing possible to wear at the moment, so you might be able to tell. So who have we got from Essex, Bedfordshire, Caerphilly, or Caerphilly, my other half tell me off. Hi Debbie, hi Sue. Who have we got? Heather from New Zealand. Oh, what time is it with you now, Heather? That's an exciting one. We've got Fran. Oh, there's a lovely mix of everybody watching already, which is brilliant. So I'm going to just kind of, I've got a list. I've done an organised list for this Facebook Live, and it's been a really busy couple of months for those of you that have been here from the beginning. It has been absolutely crazy with the group. Obviously, we're on 6.8 thousand group members, which is amazing. For those of you that are brand new to the group, my name is Helen Rhiannon, and I'm the author of Dressmaking the Easy Guide. And the thing that makes me laugh at the moment is there's quite a few people who are joining the group and saying, what is all this? What is the book we're talking about? Well, the book is Dressmaking the Easy Guide. Oh, I knew I'd forget something. Let me get the book. This is the one thing I didn't get. So the book is, for those of you who are new and you're not sure, this is what we're all talking about. Okay, so just do a little kind of intro, really, as I usually do for these Facebook Lives. As I said, because there are so many, there's hundreds of you joining each week, which is absolutely amazing. Now, a very quick intro for those of you who are new to the book. The book is a little bit different to everything that's out there. You don't have a finished pattern in there to make. The point of the book is that you make a sample to fit you. So like the cover of the book, you make a mock-up, you make a calico mock-up using the blocks in the book and the instructions in the book, and you make a block and a toile that fits you in calico. Once you've made that very first toile, you do alterations, you make it fit you using all the instructions in the book. And then once that fits you, you have the tools to make absolutely anything that you want using that block. So a lot of you might be looking at photos in the group and thinking, well, that's not my style, or I wouldn't necessarily make a dress with that fit. And especially you wouldn't normally make a dress in calico, which is very straight, no sleeves, high neck, etc. So don't panic. That is the very first step to you making a dress that will fit you, and there are so many ways you can run with it. So I'm going to share this. There's quite a few things. I finally worked out how to use the switcher app, which is quite exciting. So I have to open the door though. It means I'm so hot. So I'm either going to get really sweaty or just get lots of midges in here. So I'm going to be brave and open the door. Have a bit of a breeze. It's so hot. Okay. So I've got a bit of a list to run through for this Facebook Live now. And what I'm going to start with is those of you who are new to the group and are wondering where do you get the book. The book is currently out of stock. It is due in mid-September. Now I don't have any more dates. So Search Press have promised me the books are being shipped and they should be here, they hope, mid-September. I don't know any more than that, but as soon as the books arrive in Search Press, they are fantastic. They ship them straight to me and I will then sign them all, and then I will also dispatch them as soon as physically possible. Now there are over 600 books that I'll be sending out, which is absolutely incredible because I think, as I said in a post this week, you don't often, as the author of a book, get to actually sell that many copies. You tend to leave it to the publishers and the book gets sold by Amazon and the book gets sold hopefully in all different places around the world. But because the book has been out of stock and I've been able to do a pre-order, it actually means that I've been able to sell the book to you, which has been amazing. And I'm absolutely thrilled to bits that I've been able to connect with everybody in this way. So those of you that pre-ordered for the September mid-delivery, just keep an eye out on social media. I will post as soon as the books are in, and then myself and my other half, who is fully on board with this packing, we've prepped half of it already. And as soon as the other half come in, those will be all prepped and sent out as well. So as soon as the book comes in the packaging, off they go. So those of you that have missed out for the September pre-order, the books will be available on Amazon because I think they have got a set amount they're ordering in. We don't know how many, but they will have them. But please, please, please do not pay more than £19.99 for the book, because it might be someone who's trying to make more out of the book. And also make sure that it is the Search Press book, published by Search Press, and has got over 80 reviews. Make sure that is the right book before you buy it on Amazon, because there have been a few scams, unfortunately. There may be some books, I think, in Waterstones, because they had quite a few last time. But if you miss on the September pre-order, by all means buy there, but it won't be signed and you won't get, I got one here somewhere, these little copies, which Search Press are printing for me, which is amazing. So if you buy the book from myself, you will get a copy of Dressmaking, the Easy Guide, Setting Up Your Sewing Machine. And within this, I might do my little fancy switch actually. Within this, you have this little booklet here, and it helps you with everything you need for setting up your sewing machine. So it helps you with all the settings, your needles, the threads to use, how to wind your bobbin, how to actually use a front loader and a top loader, machine with your bobbins, thread in the machine, needle positions, how to sew a seam, back stitch and press and seam, neaten the seam, etc. So that comes free with every book that is bought from myself. So if you want something like that and you want it signed, then obviously come to myself. But otherwise, grab one quick from Amazon when they're there, because I don't think they're going to be around very long. But the next pre-order that is live is on my website, and that is for November. So that is for, we think, the start of November. But again, it's vague. Unfortunately, I don't get to know a date. But hopefully they will be here in plenty of time for Christmas, and I'll be ordering as many as possible to sell. And I'll hopefully be doing some bundles and things as well. So keep in touch. If you haven't got a book, you hopefully will get them soon. Fingers crossed. But just to show you, this is where I get a little bit fancy on this little app here. I want to show you, if you're new to the group, I'm just going to put this little picture on screen. So you will actually see on the screen, on the actual group itself, that on top of the bar it will say the word featured, along with like photos, events and files. So in featured, if you click on featured, you will see anything that I've posted up till now, useful videos, YouTube live, not YouTube live, obviously Facebook lives, any demonstrations I've done are in there. So if you're new to the group, just go back to there And what you can also do when you are on Facebook itself, you can actually click on the 3 little dots and you can save the videos. So that means then you can go back and watch them when you get your book in the future. So no panic if you haven't got it yet. This will all still be here when you get the book. Now then, I'm just going to have a little look at some of the comments here already. So I can see lots have come through. So lots of you all over the place, which is lovely. Oh, south of France. Lovely, bonsoir, lovely. Oh, Barbara got your book yesterday, fantastic. What else is it saying here? 13-year-old daughter started tracing her blocks. It's petite, needs to take around 8 centimetres off the bottom. If she's 13, I'm going to run through a few little things anyway, but she's 13, she's probably not particularly needing the bust start, so it's something where you could actually lose those. We'll have a little look into that in a sec, hopefully. But don't worry too much. It might be worth just shortening the bodice, trying that first. But there's a few things I'm going to tackle with that anyway. But otherwise, Donna, just get in touch and I'll see what I can do to help you with that. Asha, yes, you can buy direct from me. Is it possible to get a copy of the little extra book? Now, I have in the last lot, those who missed out, I did actually send some out, but it all depends how many I've got left. So if you would like a copy of the book, all I've done is just put postage on it. So you just need to transfer the postage via a back. So it's just a case of emailing me your details and I will send you one of these in the post. But it all depends how many I've got until the books have gone out, obviously. It is possible. My email address is on the page, or if not, just message me later. What else have we got here? Need to order the book. You'll be on the November pre-order if you order it now from myself. What else have we got here? What's going on? Right, I think I'm up to date with comments. We've got Ireland. Oh, loads of you. Fabulous. Okay, so I've gone through September pre-order, November pre-order. So those are ticked off my list for a minute. So what I would like to run by you next, and have my phone handy so I can tell you what we're doing. The other important thing is for those of you that are in the UK and are near to Exeter, the Creative Craft Show in Exeter in the West Point Arena, I think it's West Point Arena, is happening on the 21st, 22nd and 23rd of this month. So I will be in Exeter for those 3 days. I am praying I will have the books before I go to Exeter, and I'll be taking not many though, only 75, so it's not many books. But I will have a handful of books. So if you are going to Exeter, come and say hello. Again, I'm just going to share on here. Here we go. So this is the Creative Craft Show in West Point, Exeter. So there is a 40% off discount code if you do come along. Use that to get your entry tickets into the show. So screenshot this or go back to live and save it at some point. And if you are booked onto a workshop, there are 2 workshops I'm running. One of them is the altering your, I think it's tracing off the block and altering your measurements. So it'll be kind of a demonstration stroke workshop. And then the second workshop that I have got space on is how to insert a concealed zip. So that, I should know the date of it, but I'm not sure. So that one, I will need to double check. I need to get that up on here, don't I? But it is on my Facebook events on my website. So you can have a look at allsewnupwales.co.uk. And if you would like to book onto that concealed zip workshop, then please do. I think there's only 6 spaces left, and it'd be lovely just for those of you who come along, even if you know how to put a zip, come and have a chat while we do it all. And then if you've got any questions about the book, you can come and talk to me on the stand over those 3 days when I'm not teaching, and just come and have a chat, say hello. I know some of you have said that you're going to come to the show anyway and just come and say hello. So make sure you introduce yourself, tell me who you are so I can put a face to the name. And please, please, please do come and say hello. That'd be really lovely. Any information you need on that, there is another post going out in the group in the next couple of days about the Creative Craft Show. I will also be at the NEC in November. So I'll be going to, the Creative Craft Show in November, which runs from, again, let me check, from the 2nd to the 5th. So Thursday 2nd, Friday 3rd, Saturday 4th and Sunday 5th in the NEC in Birmingham. So there'll be 2 workshops working on the actual book itself with the sampling, the patterns and sizing, etc. And there'll be 1 concealed zip one. I have just checked if those have gone live yet, and as soon as they're live, I'll post those on the Facebook group, so at least then those of you who want to come can book in, and you can come and just again come and enjoy a workshop. And I can't wait, I really can't wait to go to those shows. I've always loved going to them, and I haven't actually attended anything since COVID, because obviously I was writing the book. There was so much going on. I've missed going to all of these events really, and now the book's out, it's given me that opportunity to get back in and around and seeing everybody face to face. So I can't wait, really, really can't wait. And we have, Lynn from Spain. I love so many of you watching, this is brilliant. Went to Farnborough one on Friday. How was that, Barbara? Did you enjoy? Because I'd like to go to Farnborough. I just couldn't quite do it because it was my last 7-week course on the Friday, so I couldn't do Farnborough this year. Please do live, putting in a zip. I am considering that. Now, what I need to do, Gillian, to do the concealed zip, I have got a link to when I demonstrated a concealed zip on what was Sewing Quarter. So that was pre-pandemic. It's just the easiest way to explain everything. I need to find out the date of it and the time, and I will share a link on the group, because that was when I demonstrated that live on Sewing Quarter. But I will be doing my own video for that soon, but I need to work out all the setup and get the machine set up as well. So that will come, bear with me. What dates for November? The 2nd to the 5th of November. Oh, lovely, you've got your ticket for the NEC already, Vanessa. That's great. What else have we got? Okay, now what else? Now I'm going to show you a couple of photos, because this is the best thing about the group at the moment. So again, those of you who are new, and if you're thinking, I haven't got the book, I can't get started yet, I'm going to show you what's been happening the last couple of weeks, which has been lovely. So you might recognise some faces here. So we suggested, obviously there's so many people around the world at the moment who are all sewing fanatics, and these are some lovely ladies in the group who've met up in their local area. So it's absolutely amazing. I'm really thrilled that so many of you have made the effort to meet up with people nearby, so you can help each other, you can support each other with the book and help each other with fittings and everything going forward. So there's 4 photos there. Absolutely thrilled that so many of you are starting this lovely community. So well done to those of you that have met up. There's lots of you, I think those of you are setting events on the group, which is brilliant. Please do go ahead and set an event and meet up. All I would say is, if you are meeting someone for the very first time, just please be sensible. Tell people where you're going. Make sure you meet in a public place, and yeah, just make sure you've told people where you are, that you're reachable. Just a little bit of safety, because I can't guarantee everybody in the group obviously is all sane and sensible, but saying that, send me photos please when you all meet up. Let me know how you get on. I do know there are 2 ladies meeting up in Australia, which makes me super happy, so I'm very excited about that. Okay, so meetups are fantastic, keep doing that, which is brilliant. And then let's go a bit more paper crafts. Oh, is that in Farnborough? Oh, that's a shame. I think the other ones will be more sewing related, especially the NEC, so I hope so. Odette, finally. Oh, welcome, Odette. I'll be seeing you in a few weeks. That's very exciting. Loving your top. It's actually a dress, Bev. It's I can't even remember where it's from. I think it's a Debenhams one, dare I say. It's a Debenhams dress, but it's so floaty, and it's just cool because it's so hot at the moment. But this type of skirt, as soon as you make the book, you can do anything. This is just one big square. It's a big old square that is then just a circle on the waist. So there's so many ways of doing dressmaking. Now, my plan at the moment is to sew myself, because I'm absolutely desperate to make myself some new clothes, because I'm insanely jealous of all of you people out there making clothes, and I'm not even doing it myself. So I am hoping to have a bit of time aside to make myself some dresses. I will be filming what I can. I'll be sending you photos and sharing the pattern, so you start to understand how things get together. But what you'll find is, once you start this process, you make your toile, you make it fit you, and then you can start to adapt and change the neckline, the sleeves, the skirt. This is just the start. So there's so much that can run from this. So get the basics, walk you before you can run, and then hopefully I can start demonstrating how you can really run with it. So I've kind of held off for a little bit, and I'm going to start to post some more things out as I get time to do it. But I'm just going to show you, before we get on with the demonstration, I am going to show you all the lovely makes in the group since I last did a Facebook Live. So I don't have everyone's names, and plus I thought obviously I'd just put the photos that are within the group. So just so proud of everybody. I remember this lady said her husband said it was the best fitted dress that she's ever made, which is fantastic. I love the square neck, absolutely brilliant. And this, it just looks like you bought it in Monsoon. It just looks, the fit is perfect. It's just beautiful. So I thought it's really nice to share lots of these with you, because I'm so proud of every make that you've all done. I know this was Megan's here, so I love that Megan's actually adapted the dress to be, so I've taken the darts out and just made this more comfortable fitting all in one dress. So again, the beauty of this is you've got the neckline to fit, you can add your sleeves, and you can actually make yourself like a tunic dress. So many possibilities once you get the basics of this dressmaking. Now Sarah, you'll all know Sarah. I think Sarah currently is the face of Dressmaking the Easy Guide. Absolutely love these. Sarah is just running with it. So have a look at Sarah's photos online. She's just got dress after dress after dress. And I love the velvet. The velvet's beautiful. Just absolutely amazing. So well done. I think there's another one of yours coming up as well, Sarah. And then we've got, I'm sure this is Sue. So I love it. Sue's made top. She's made lots of separate so she can mix and match together and just really having a play. So Sue's made quite a few dresses before this, but she's really starting to just experiment now, which is just brilliant to see. I love it. And then we've got this again, fabulous fit. I really love, I always love the side profiles because it really shows that you've got a figure, so you don't have to, it's lovely wearing baggy clothes when you feel that you want to be a little bit hidden, but it's so nice when you can actually make something that shows that you have a figure. It doesn't have to be fitted really tight, but just give you that little bit of waist. I love it. Love these tops. This is super cool. So when you have made your toile to fit you and your bodice, you can then lengthen it, you can move your shoulder dart, you can add all those sleeves on, play with your neckline, and then, as this lovely lady has done, just make top after top after top after top, which is fantastic. So I love this one, and I want more. Oh, hi Denise, hi. Oh, Denise is my saviour. I'll tell you about Denise in a minute. Okay, next one here. So again, I love these, absolutely love this. I love the fabric, I love the neckline and the cap sleeves. It's just brilliant. So well done. What have we got next? I love there's a whole little load of sweetheart necklines here as well. And circle skirt with this one, no sleeves this time. They just all look so flattering, and I'm just amazing to see. So please always share your makes on the page. And also, if you share them on the bigger groups, any large sewing groups, please just tag the book, let people know how you've made it, which is really helpful. Another lovely sweetheart neckline. Love the fabric on this as well. Great neckline, great dress. So good. Now, Sarah, I hope you don't mind me sharing this one. I just love this because it's, so Sarah's really taken it. I'm absolutely loving watching Sarah's journey. So Sarah decided, right, I've made this dress, I've got the top fit in, and what she's done now is she's actually used the bodice and just extended over, so it's not cut on the fold, and it's extended over to wrap around, and I think she's joined it in the side seam, or it's just all attached at the waist. But how fabulous is that dress? And those sleeves with a bit of shirring in. I don't cover shirring in the book, but any skills you've got already, then fantastic. Just use them. Just go for it. So Sarah, top marks. Well done. And then I think this is one of the, oh no, there's another couple to go. So these are, I love these. They're just so lovely, aren't they? Just the fabrics. And again, there's a circle skirt there, and there's the A-line skirt with pleats. So you can really have a play with the shape. The fabrics make a massive difference with all of these as well. So really have fun playing. And then a couple more here. I love this fabric. Simple, effective, fantastic. And then lovely Nikki as well. Love this one. So Nikki did a fabulous 50s dress, and she's just really having to play now with the same bodice, different sleeves, different neckline, and yeah, the gathered skirt. So well done, Nikki. It's awesome. And then I'm just going to show you, I don't know if you've seen it this week, this is beautiful Rosanna. It's a little video and I'm hoping this is going to work. This is the last little one before I do the demo. And this is Rosanna, who has been doing the 7-week course with me. And so we've taken her right from the beginning and handheld her through the whole process. I'm going to show you her dress at the end. My love, my touch, up above, lay with the warmth of my love, my touch, up above, lay with the warmth of my... That was a bit posh, wasn't it? Playing a video in my Facebook Live. I hope that worked. So Rosanna is a brilliant example of how the dressmaking courses are going at the moment as well. So Rosanna started right at the beginning, has always wanted to do dressmaking, and she is now making dresses for her entire family. She is amazing. And what you're seeing her, the dress that she actually made in the end, she moved the shoulder dart to a dart that came from the side. So the bust dart went to the seam, side seam there. Beautiful cap sleeves, beautiful neckline, circle skirt. She is fantastic, and I cannot wait to see all the other things that she makes as well. So, it's fab, isn't it? It's such a cool video, so I'm glad that worked for you all. And the 50s is very right now. This, honestly, there's so much you can do once you get the basic of the book, and that's my job now. I think the next couple of months is to really show how far you can run with dressmaking once you know how. Now, I was going to show you at the beginning, for those of you who are new. I'm not going to dwell on this because I should have just done this. I meant to do this a couple of weeks ago. For those of you, again, thinking, obviously, warbling on about dressmaking in the book and la la la. My background is as a dressmaker for coming up to 20 years, and I'm just going to show you very, very few quick dresses that I've made. So this is why I love what I do. I'm all about the fit. This is me in my not made dress because I was highly pregnant at the time, but this is my beautiful best friend Emma, who is in a really beautiful little dress. That was her wedding day, and I'm just going to show you just a couple on here. These are some of the dresses that I made over the years. So just to give you an idea, this is what I do. This is what I'm passionate about. This is what I absolutely love, which is dressmaking. And all of these, like these 50s dresses, you can create that circle skirt using the book. It's there. It's exactly what I do. Now, obviously, this is a little bit more complicated, but this is what I know. This is bespoke bridal wear. This is beautifully fitted. This is getting the absolute best fit to a person's measurements and body, whatever the size, whatever the shape. So I just thought I'd share those with you so you could kind of see a little bit of background as to kind of who I am and what I do, because obviously I haven't shared a huge amount, and there's lots of you who are new thinking, who is this person? Well, my set is just about to fall apart. So that's enough about me. There's a lot of talking, but hopefully that's lots of lovely things that will inspire you, and I just hope that you will start to see what this book will unlock for you as a potential dressmaker. So what we're going to do now, we're going to do a little demonstration, and I'm going to talk through some of the comments that were raised then earlier. So I've actually printed off most of them so I can run through them. But I thought we'd do a little demo just to show you something that will help you all get up and running with your facings even. So I'm going to split the screen. I can't remember if I can do this now. So I'm going to do this. So you can see I've got the screen here. Okay, so I'm going to demonstrate here. I am very excitedly waiting for my new studio to be built, and this is the month it is going to be built, so I'm very excited. And there will be a lovely filming area in that, which I am incredibly excited about. So hopefully I won't have all these hand shadows and things going on. But for now, this is the way I'm going to do it, and this is the way it works. And I'm going to show you how to demonstrate how to actually just create those facings, because there was one of the questions within the group earlier was actually saying that you didn't know how to do the facings on the neckline and they weren't matching up. So this is something I haven't done yet. It's quite straightforward, and I thought this would be quite a nice thing to demo. And then I'm going to run through the questions that those of you messaged me earlier as well, so I can just give you a little bit of hopefully a run through how they all work. So I'm just going to check if there's anything else here. Rochelle, I love that. My weakness is fit. Oh, it's just It's Bethan, thank you as well, very kind of you. But the fit is everything for myself. This is why the book has been written. I'm 5'11". I have a waist, I have hips, I have a bum. If I wear really, really baggy dresses, I'm tall. I'm just it drowns me. I look absolutely massive, and that is just because I'm tall and just the shape, and I'm pear shaped, etc. So personally, I love a waist. I absolutely love a waist, and I love a waist on women. I think women, I love the 50s. I'm just inspired by 50s fashion, waist, beautiful, stylish, and that's hopefully, you know, why I love a waist. But you don't have to have a waist in the dresses, but you need to get to this starting bit to make sure you get up and running. So what I'm going to do is I am going to show you where it is in the book here as well. So I'm going to open the book up, and you will be looking for your facings. For those of you not seeing it, I'm just going to flick through. This gives you the setup for your necklines, your sleeves, your skirts, your collars, your pockets. Every dress needs pockets. Now then, I'm not going to go through all of this because I've done this in quite a few of the Facebook Lives now, but there's lots about the book. You can look back and watch the lives and go through. This is your graded nest of patterns, and this is what we're working with, which is a front and back bodice for now. And you are going to, again, I've talked through size, and there's lots of free videos still to come. We're just editing those at the moment, so I'm going to keep dripping those in into the group this week. Excuse me. And then we're going to look at, where are we? Excuse me. So this is once you've got all your sample completed, you tried it on, you do your alterations. This is what it all is. A very quick flick through for those of you who haven't got a book yet. Plenty of information. Choosing your sleeves. I'm going to probably talk about sleeves in 2 weeks' time when I do the next Facebook Live. I think that's quite an important one. So what we're going to look at is here, adapting your pattern. So I'm going to just pull this over here to show you. So what we're going to be looking at is how you adapt the pattern, how you create your own neckline, and then how you create what's called facings for your neckline, so that it is really beautiful finish. I'm just going to show you one of the dresses up close. So this is one of the samples. This is my favourite sample. I love this dress. So you'll see from the front here that this is your nice round neckline. Sorry, it's not very ironed. This is the round neckline, and then inside what you have is what's called a facing, and this facing sits all the way around the neckline. If I turn this all out, you'll see it all the way around here, and that tucks into your garment, and it's a mirror image of your actual neckline itself, made in the same fabric, but on the back of the fabric there is what's called interfacing, so that is fused onto your fabric. And what you are creating is the pattern pieces for these here, and they need to be identical to the front to make sure that that all works together. And there's also a little thing called understitching here. What I might do, I need to get the machine set up next, so I might demonstrate how to do that understitching on a Facebook Live as well for you, because I think it's a really important thing to be able to do. And it's a game changer. It's my absolute favourite stitch because it rolls your facing inside, so there's no way that I can pull that face into the front. I'm going to really force it, and actually what you'll see is that stitching just pulls everything to the front beautifully. Hopefully you can see that. So what we're going to do, I'm going to show you how we actually create these facings and how we draw that neckline. There are 4 examples in the book, but they aren't the be all and end all. You don't have to just do a round, a V-neck, sweetheart bow neck. You can do absolutely any neckline you want. These are just a guide for how to start off. You can do something really crazy and just whatever you fancy. It's exactly the same method, and it is just showing you how to do that. Now what we do first is we prep the pattern. So I'm going to move this away. This is page 92 and 93. But just to show you, I've just traced off the front, and what I want to show you is I'm just going to show you how to actually create the neckline that we want. But I've actually traced off the front bodice It has got seam allowance in some parts, but I haven't got seam allowance on the neckline because you don't need that at this stage. But something you should always do is always draw in your seam allowance so that you know that it's in your pattern. Now, I wouldn't use a pen normally, but I'm using that so that you can see exactly what I'm doing. And this is just something very useful to do with a pattern master as well. So this is the tool that I rave about all the time, the pattern master. I don't have it available to buy by itself because it's such a pain to actually post, but I do have it in the equipment list, so in the equipment kit. So I've got which one, the gold and the platinum kits. You can actually get a pattern master in those, and you get everything you need to get up and running with your dressmaking. Now what you'll see is I'm just using the edge of the pattern master to just add my 1 centimetre seam allowance. So I'm just going to do that. So always draw in your seam allowance, because you might think, oh, I'll remember where it is. And then you look at your pattern a little bit further down the line, maybe a week later, and you will chances are forget whether you had it on your pattern or not. So also I would normally have a nice red pen down here, but this is your centre front. So this is the centre front, and you cut on the fold, and there is no seam allowance around the neckline. So I'm going to write that on there. Now I'm going to cut this out really quickly. It's going to have a little look at what you were saying here. Oh, I love you. Having a little conversation about our waists. Barbara's lost her weight because of all the amazing food. I don't blame you at all. Lost my waist after 2 children. Yeah, I mean, I've still got my waist, but I've just got a tummy as well, which is a bit of a shame. Do I need to add seam allowance to the neckline and facing? So it's all in the book for you, Nina. So there are quite a few Facebook Lives that will help you, and some videos being posted, but it will say when you shouldn't add and shouldn't add seam allowance. I have put an edit in the November issue for the book, just to say you don't have to add seam allowance to the neckline, to the toile, because you very rarely are going to want that neckline to be as high as it is on the sample. You mainly take it down. So I've actually said for the sample to not put seam allowance on the neckline. And I've also said that it's up to you whether you put it on the armhole for the toile, only for the toile, because when you fit the toile to yourself, by not having seam allowance allows you to really see where the shoulder sits actually on your shoulder itself. So if it's hanging off a little bit, it's much easier for you to actually take off and make an adjustment there, as shown in the book. But I've put it on just for this little demo over here. But by all means, if you add seam allowance onto the neck and the armhole, it's not a bad thing at all. I add 1 centimetre, Ellen, because it's just my weight, but also I prefer 1 centimetre because it's much easier to draft 1 centimetre with the metric pattern master that I've got, because you've got a 1 centimetre straight line. You've also got your 1 centimetre outside curve. You've also got your 1 centimetre inside curve. So if I was adding 1.5, I'd have to draw it and then draw it again. Or I'd have to actually do, if you can see from here, I'd have to do lots of little marks around like this and then join them up. But by using the 1 centimetre, I find it much easier. And this is why I love a pattern master, because you can add your seam allowances so much quicker. It is, if you're pattern making, pattern master is definitely what you need. It just means it slows you down a little bit adding your seam allowance otherwise. So hopefully that makes sense to you. Like to understand that too. I hope that's made sense to you as well. So this is now the front bodice. And so this would be once you've done all your alterations and that you are happy with the pattern fitting. You know, there are more videos coming, and also the videos that we did in the course. There's lots of videos that lovely Charlotte from CT Digital is helping me to get these videos edited that will hopefully get you all up to the 12 stage, which should be really good. So watch this space, there's more coming. Right. So on here, this is your front piece now, and what we're going to do, we're going to actually close this dart, because to actually draw the neckline on, you want to close this dart so it's out of the way. And I have talked in, I think, the last Facebook Live about how to pivot the dart. I'm not going to talk about it now because it's going to confuse the issue, but in the book I don't necessarily tell you how to pivot a dart for a design purpose, but I do tell you how to do it when doing the top at the end of the book, right at the back. And that is the method for moving a dart. So if you don't like the shoulder dart, you can pivot the dart out of the way. And I might do a little bit more again on a Facebook Live on that because it's quite important. But what we're doing for now, all my pins. So we're just going to close that dart there. So you can see that's created the 3D shape for the pattern there. Now this will allow us to actually draw where we want our neckline to go. So for example, if we're going to do maybe just do a sweetheart neckline so you can see. I'm just going to check what you've all used. Some have been putting sleeves in the toile. I'm glad I've just seen that comment, Sue. Thank you for that. Yeah, don't put a sleeve in the toile. Somebody's coming back to me for a sec. Don't put a sleeve in the toile because, really important, the blocks in the book are to fit your body. The sleeve, do not put the sleeve on exactly from the block. So hold on a sec, because just before here, once you've done all your alterations to the pattern, you can then have a look and you can then find what sleeve you need to start with. But you do not sew that sleeve into your toile because you will find it's too tight, and you very rarely make a toile that is straight and fitted and then you put a straight sleeve on, because pretty much you're making yourself a straight jacket. So do not put the sleeve on as it is. Look through the sleeve chapter and that will show you how to flare, slash and spread, mainly is the word, and slash and spread your sleeves, how to add fullness, how to add a little bit of fullness at the top, but you would not have the sleeve as it is. You need to add some fullness or flare to it. So that is a basic block to start with. So that's why some of you have found it's been too tight if you put that sleeve in as it is, because then you've got pretty much a straight jacket. And as soon as you move your arms forward, then the whole garment's going to move with you and it restricts the whole movement. And this is something that I've really thought about when I made my own sample at the start. As soon as I put sleeves on, it felt horrible. So get everything fitted to you and then just make sure you add that ease into the top of the arm. It's why there's 2 centimetres bigger than your actual armhole and all of that. So I'm going to look into sleeves possibly next week. So bear with me. So thank you, Sue, for reminding me about that. Let me just check this quickly. Original copies with seam allowance, because you didn't add the seam allowance but drew. Yeah, the original copy had the seam allowance. I've just traced that off there. This was the original one. So exactly like that. But then I just chose not to have the, oh hang on, sorry. That was the original one, but I just don't want to cut that one up because that's my little sampler one. Conceal zip sewing, oh well done Judy. Conceal zip tutorial sewing quarter, 12th of June. Oh, Judy, you're a gem. Right, everybody screenshot that. I will, excuse me while I just do screenshot this myself. Judy, that is brilliant. I'm going to find that and I'm going to share the link within the group. So thank you for being so super accurate with the timing as well. That'd be really helpful for everybody. Thank you so much. Okay, back to this. Now then. So what we're going to do, just going to cut the neckline off. Let's see how this works for a sec. So I'm going to take the seam allowance off the little sample here. Now what you will have your back and you will have your front bodice, and they will match up at the shoulder seam. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to fold away the seam allowance on the back and just place that line exactly on the design line there. So your seam allowances are joined together. Pins. Usually the Facebook lines are an hour, so this will just be enough for you to understand how to draft a face in, and hopefully enough time to go through some questions at the end. Cool. Oh, Gladys, I'm so glad you've just answered the problem you had with putting sleeves into patterns. Yeah, read the sleeve chapter, add fullness in, and you can also do that to any sleeves that you have in the future. So any patterns you work with, if sleeves are too tight or you don't like them, you can use that pattern and adjust it, which is the beauty of this book. This will lend itself to so many other patterns, which is exciting. And also, if your biceps tight, there's a part in the book to actually learn how to make that bigger. Okay, so I'm going to just draft a sweetheart neckline. So make sure this is all in shot. So this is quite a high neck on here. So again, I wouldn't use a pen. I'd always use a pencil, just for the sake of this video to show you. I'm just going to roughly draw in where I would like the neckline to go. So I've got a line that was on here originally. So I'm going to take the neckline around here, and I'm actually going to take it down. What I would have done is had the sample on, I would have marked where I want all the lines to go on the sample, and then it gives you an idea where all this is going to go on your actual pattern piece. So I'm going to do a little bit of guessing here, but I'm going to say that I want this line to join up here. You always want it nice and straight on the neckline, no strange angles going on there. And I'm going to do a little bit of a just gentle curve over here. So you should be able to see what I've drawn. I'm just going to fill it in here as well. Now this is where, if you're doing a sweetheart neckline, and if you find that the dart doesn't look very pretty, then by all means you can pivot the dart and look at the top at the back of the book and see how you actually move that dart out of the way, and you can move it into your seam. Again, this is something I will do at some point, but there's so much I need to do. This is the beauty of the Pattern Master as well, as being able to position it as you want it. Okay, so I'm going to just do that little bit better line there. So that now, around here, that is what I want my new neckline to be. And that's when you would have had the toile on, you would have worked out, I want the point there, I want it to be as low on the front there, I want it a little bit lower on the back. So what you're drawing is your design line onto your patterns there. Then what we need to do is add your seam allowance. So we still keep the shoulders together because it allows that to be a nice continuous line that runs over. So we will now add your seam allowance. And again, this is why Pattern Master is really useful for this, because you can just get the exact lines that you need using it. So I'm just going to add my 1 centimetre seam allowance around. This down a little bit. So use the straight for as much as you can, and then use your Pattern Master for the curves. And again, this is the nice thing, having this inside bit. So then you should then have, I just trace this off here, all of this now gets cut away. Okay, so I'm just going to look at all of that, and all of that gets removed. So we're actually going to cut this away now. Go into, just move that pin so I don't lose it. Now I'm going to cut away that. So this is now creating your pattern pieces with the neckline that you've chosen. So again, I'm going to keep it pinned together when we cut these off. Be a little bit more accurate than I would with cutting them off. So then that is now your back pattern piece, and this is your front pattern piece. So at this point you could unpin it, but what we're going to do next, we're actually going to trace on your facing. So this is an exact replica of what you've just done. So what we're going to do with the facings is, if you just remember from the sample I showed you here, the facings need to be about anything from 4 to 6 centimetres, and that's all listed in the book. So what you do is get your Pattern Master again, and we are going to just, I'm going to do 4 centimetres, 4.5 actually. And this is where it's just a case of using the lines on the Pattern Master and pivoting as you go. Well, that didn't come out very well there. hopefully you can see that in shot there. So I'm going to go with 4.5. So I'm just moving the pattern master very slightly. Now where you've got your dart pinned together, don't worry about that, or potentially you could have moved your dart out of the way. Okay, pins are on the way for a sec. So again, you just want to 4.5 there. Just join that up so you can see. See a nice solid line that runs around there. Join that up. So you're actually drawing onto your pattern that is showing you where you want the facing to be. And then this part, because it doesn't have to be an exact point, you can actually just curve this round. So that becomes your actual facing pattern. So again, I'm just going to put that pin back in there so you can see. So you leave that straight because that is a dead straight line, so you don't need, that doesn't matter about the dart or anything with that point, because when you put the facing on, the dart will be closed and that is nice and straight. Where you don't want your facing to interfere with is the point of the dart, because that is where you have your 3D shape going on. So as long as your facing is where your dart is closed, or there is no dart, then you're fine to go. Okay, so 4 centimetres on the outer edge or bottom of seam allowance. Either, it's absolutely fine, Heather, whatever you do. Some people, well, someone just said no, Paul. I'm not quite sure what you're replying to there, sorry. No, you don't. So 4 centimetres on the outer edge. Some people even putting sleeves in. Oh, I think you've asked someone else's question. That's fine. Okay. So right, now what we've got here is you have got the lines that you're going to need to trace off your facing. So we can undo this now. You can open out that seam allowance there and you can just redraw that section. So what we're now going to trace off is we're going to trace a brand new pattern for that back facing there, and we're going to trace a brand new pattern piece for the front here. So we're going to leave that pin shut. I'm going to show you how to do that really quick. So I'm going to take that off there. Place your, I'll put this all the right way around. Place your paper over the top. Now I know it's hard to see with this for a minute with the lights on, but I'm just going to pin these in place like I do with everything. Now this is how I like to trace things. Again, I'd rather have a pencil, but just so that you can all see how this works. I'm going to run round. So I'm tracing the edge. You'll see how it all works now. Make sure you've got the seam allowance in. And you'll be a little bit more accurate than I would as well. So I'm now tracing over the line that we've just drawn. It'll all become clear when I take it off. That goes there. And I'm also going to just draw in the seam allowance. Like I said earlier, just make sure you draw your seam allowance in so you know where it is on your pattern, so you don't double up. Equally, you don't forget it. So what you'll see now is when I take that away, hopefully you'll see that that is an exact replica of that there. So I'm just going to cut it out and show you what you need to mark on it, and then we'll do the same on the front. Here. We were discussing earlier having aircon in the brand new studio, and after tonight it's 100% yes. I'm so hot. Right. Okay, if there's any more comments, fire them over. Hopefully there'll be a little bit of time to run through some of the questions that everybody asked earlier as well. So what you'll now see is that is an exact replica of that, okay, when you place it on top there. So what you need to do is you need to mark that this is your back. So 3 notches signify the back, and if you want right centre back on there as well, I would always write where your shoulder is, because your facings tend to get a little bit confusing. You can also write 1 centimetre SA just to confirm what your seam allowance is, and then your grain line is in line here with where this red line is, which is the direction of you placing it on your fabric, but not so much to worry about with facings. And then just write on it facing, back, and you cut two, you cut a pair and you fuse it. Okay, so that is your pattern piece. That should be an exact replica of that. So then that goes to one side, and then we do exactly the same on the front. I can show you how that works then in fabric as well. So we're going to place that on. Keep your darts shut as well, so you don't want to open your darts at any point if you have left them in this process. Moving the darts is a bit more of an advanced technique, but it's something that I didn't want to mention in the book, but because people have asked about it and on the courses it's been quite obvious that moving the dart would be a much nicer thing to do, then I have then walked people through that. But I've tried to keep the book as simple as possible because it is called the Easy Guide to Dressmaking. So there hopefully will be some follow-up books which will just take everything a little bit further for those of you that are really enjoying the process. But I just need to write those first, so bear with me. Something I keep saying quite a lot at the moment. So it's going to take that all the way up to the top there. So this is the outer part of what we've just done. This is the seam allowance. I'm just going to draw the seam allowance in again so you can see that. I do a series of dashes that I then just join up with Pattern Master, but again take a lot more time than I am now. So when we take that off, there's a few little things we need to mark on here. We need to remind ourselves that that is the centre front, and I would do that with a nice ruler and a red pen. So you cut on fold. This is your shoulder seam. Got your 1 centimetre seam allowance, 1 centimetre seam allowance. And what I would also do at this point is I'd potentially add some notches in, but I think we'll cut this first and I'll just show you then. We're nearly at the end of the live, so I'm just going to get this cut out and show you how that works together. So these are my Fiskars scissors, which are the best paper scissors, and I'm desperately trying to get some more. So nice to cut with. The next Facebook Live is in 2 weeks' time, so I'm going to set an event for that, and I think we'll probably tackle some sleeves. We'll go through all that afterwards. So make sure when you do see about the Facebook Lives that you let me know what you're struggling with, if it's something I can help. Just going to write on here, front facing, cut 1, unfold, and fuse. So make sure you read about block fusing in the book as well. What you shouldn't do is cut out your pieces in fabric, then cut them out and interfacing, and then stick them together, because they don't work as well. You're better to get a big piece of your fabric that will fit your facings on, block fuse that, so block a big rectangle of that fabric, and then cut your facings out. Okay, so you will see that that now fits exactly on there. That is now your facing. So if that doesn't fit exactly on, the person who was asking earlier, that's where you've gone wrong. That should fit. And to help you at this point, you can give yourself a little helping hand by putting some notches on that will then you can transfer onto your pattern, and that will help you when you work in fabric and your fabrics start moving and stretching. It will actually help you line up where everything is. So what you'll see now is when you place all of this together later on, when you've sewn your bodices together at the neckline, they will look like that. And then when you put your facings together, again, I'm just going to fold that seam allowance under there, pin that on top. They should match beautifully at the shoulder seam. Can't wait for the trouser book. Oh, Angela, trousers are, I think that's going to take me years to do a trouser book. They're so complicated. We'll see. I think I need a lot of persuasion to do a trouser book, but everyone is nagging. Anyway, so can you see that is your exact replica of how you do your facing? Okay, so that is that. If there's anything that goes wrong when you're actually sewing, go back to your patterns, check your patterns work before you actually start chopping bits off your fabric. And then that gets sewn together. So I'm just going to show you really quickly what it looks like from the inside. It's a very Blue Peter-esque, this bit. So that shows you then how your facings are actually attached on the inside. And if you go sleeveless, that shows you how to actually add your facings to the sleeve. There are ways of joining that all together, but that again is advanced. That is the next book. And from front, obviously that's a round neckline, but that's how it looks from the front, and that's how it looks from the inside. So that's a little demo for how to do your facings. Now then, I'm going to go back to me. Hello everybody, who's still with me. So I'm just going to go happy with advanced dresses first. Sarah, yeah, there will be advanced dresses, I promise. Oh my gosh, I'm so hot. I'm so hot. I'm glad you enjoyed the demo. Oh, and the wedding dress book, that's such a good idea. I'd love to help people make wedding dresses. That's such a good idea. Yeah, trouser book. Oh no. Right, okay. So what I'm going to look at, the list that was sent, that people's comments earlier, I want to just show that I am listening, because it is massively important that, like, this group to me isn't just to have loads of members, it's to keep you all, I want you all dressmaking, and I want you telling everybody about Dressmaking the Easy Guide, because as I said, it took me 4 years to write, had a baby at the start with a heart condition, he had some surgery, quite major surgery, then we went into COVID and into lockdown, so it's been quite a crazy 4 years, but I managed to write the book in that time, so it is an absolute labour of love, and I'm so passionate. So we've just gone over the hours. I'm just going to run through very, very quickly for the last couple of minutes. So, love your suntan. I know I've got dodgy suntans. I never tan there though. I think I always wear straps. Anyway, put in a zip in. I'm going to go back and find that link as soon as possible and share it. And maybe I'll do it tomorrow and tag everyone in. So I don't want to tag everyone too often, but I think it'd be quite nice for you to see that one. Different necks, how to draw them in. So hopefully that's helped whoever wrote that one. Love to see how the boat net works with a shoulder dart. So that is where I would consider pivoting the dart. I have put the shoulder dart in for the sample in the book, but the advanced is your choice. I would pivot that dart into the side if that makes sense to you. Okay, why do I need a full bust alteration? This is totally for another session. Full bust alterations, it's a little bit of a strange one because I don't do full bust alterations, and I did have a little bit of conversation with somebody in a group of a curvy group, and to be honest, my thing is, if you make the bodice to fit the largest part of your bust, now shoot me down if people think I'm wrong, but this is my way. That's what I've done it for the last 20 years. As long as you make it to fit your bust here, it's not going to be too tight on your bust. And then you adapt everything around it. And this is what I want to do with darts later on. Think of it like it's very bizarre. Your boobs are mountains. Okay, so if you think your boobs are mountains, and if you think you put a bit of fabric over the top of your boobs, what you're going to do to try, or a flat bit of paper, what you're going to try and do is you're going to try and gather in the fullness to fit around that mountain, okay? And it doesn't matter where that gathering goes, as long as you take all that fullness out. So as long as it fits the biggest part of your bust, you can move darts and fullness all over the place, but you can also extend your shoulder points, because that is something people do with a full bust alteration. They need it longer in the front. You can add into your shoulders, you can add under here. If it's gaping around here, there's a whole section for how to adjust your gaping armhole. Again, that's a pivot of fullness, like a dart. So you can lengthen your waist. So in my rule book, which is my rule book, I may be wrong, others may think that's wrong, but I think as long as you get the largest part and you get a pattern piece to fit that largest part, you then sculpt around it to fit you and your body. So I put full bust alteration in the book because people are used to it, but that is definitely a personal thing. And some people do small bust alterations, which is the opposite of what's in the book. And it's a way, and someone did mention that in here actually, it's a way of just kind of manipulating your pattern to take fullness out. equally as you would add it in. So pattern cutting is, there's so much, it's massive. So, you know, we're just scraping the surface with the easy guide to dressmaking. So yes, I could do the top actually, Joanne, that's a good one. My boobs are pimples, not mountains. My boobs used to be pimples, now they're mountains since having a baby. So I always wanted mountains, and I really don't anymore. Maria, I love that comment though. Right, what's the other thing? My pattern mark arrived. It's not rigid like a ruler, that's fine. Drawing the face into a boat neckline, mine turned out too big for the neck, not sure what I did wrong, so hopefully that demo would have answered that. Why do I feel everything tight across my shoulders and I put sleeves in? Don't put your sleeves in, we covered that earlier. I'm petite, busy, larger, bust larger than back measurement, no. I'm issue or less, had to take a V out of the neck. So yes, we need to take a V out of the neck, of the back. I talked about that last week in the Facebook Live. Your back doesn't have to be straight. Your back pattern does not need to be straight. If you've got a slight curve, you just take it off there and you just curve it in slightly. So that doesn't need to be a straight line. Take in what you need to fit you rather than that sticking off the back. So I covered that last week. Why do I have to do a full bust alteration? The back and underarms are loose. I wouldn't. I would just alter the back and underarms, personally. How can I work out how to make my mannequin the right size? Watch this space. Otherwise, Google how to make your mannequin the right size, and you can actually pad it out and have a lot of fun with it. I'd like to do a video of my lovely Charlotte at some point, but yeah, Google that, and someone has posted on the page, so maybe put that in the search bar as well. How to make a large, narrow shoulder adjustment. Help you appreciate it. So again, in the book on the shoulders, how to actually extend the shoulder, you know, go for the easy alteration. Don't start doing advanced things at this stage. Keep it simple unless you understand what that is. But yes, is there a demonstration of how to connect the sleeve? Watch this space. Have the patterns been drafted with specific cup size? No, they haven't. They haven't been. They've been, it's a very basic set because it's gone from size 6 to 44. So it's not particularly a bust size. I haven't gone with that, but I've allowed you to be able to adjust any part with that. So if a small bust alteration is something people need to see in the future, happy to do that, because that would work for children as well, actually, because that's taking the fullness out. And last thing, can you advise how to extend the front bodice to accommodate a large belly but not to change the back length? I have a difference 8 centimetres. So what I would do, I'd make sure you get all the front to fit you, and then on the back you can actually shorten the back up. But the best thing is, make sure, you've always got to make sure your side seams are exactly the same length, and that is the most important thing, the day joints. If you extend the front, make sure you extend the side seams, and maybe you need to just then come from the front, what's the best way here, from the front, and then just kind of tilt it up to the back. So as long as that measurement is exactly the same, but just send photos if you're stuck. Please add photos. So I think that has covered everything. Have a rosé with ice cubes. Oh, I'd love that now. We'd love to have it here in France. It's hot and it cools you down beautifully. Oh, that sounds so good. If you don't drink too much of it. I know, that sounds good. Can you show perhaps how to do separates? Okay, so I've run over. They're my reels anyway, so anything goes, it's fine. But I hope you found that useful. I'm going to leave it there because there's been a lot of information, and next week I'm potentially going to look at sleeves, just a very basic slash and spread, how to fit them. There are videos being filmed in the background, which the new ones that I can, the free ones that are going to be online to help you get to the 12 stage, and then hopefully there'll be lots on the back end which will be available in a members area on the website. So much to do, so much to plan, just me, the only little me, although my other half is pretty much involved in the whole thing. And a massive thank you to Denise earlier as well. So Denise has helped me work out Royal Mail. Hooray! Royal Mail, drop and click and drop, I can't remember which one, but she's massively helped me. So Denise, you are an absolute legend, thank you. So hopefully it means I can get all your postage. As soon as I know those books are with Search Press or due in, I will do all the postage labels before they come, as long as I'm not in Exeter, and then they will be sent out like straight away, which is super excited and tracked. So Denise, thank you for all of your help, which means all of you September pre-orders will get them as soon as I physically can. That's the plan. So lots of lovely messages. Thank you, everybody. I will read them all later on. I'm going to go and have some dinner. It's a bit late, but by the way, I'm a frazzled mum. He's gone back to school today. I'm very excited about that. So hopefully there'll be a little bit more time for me to plan things and the next couple of months, because there is a lot going on in the background. So join me in 2 weeks' time for the next Facebook Live. Keep an eye on the group. Any questions you've got, please put them on the group so you can all help each other and share. And I really, really hope that that the books come super duper soon, so the rest of you can join in this. And then those of you who haven't, November, Christmas is a really good time to start dressmaking, I hear. Right, thank you ever so much, everybody. I'm gonna love you and leave you. Oh, look, I've got this little fancy bit again that says thank you for watching. Oh, I'm really getting the hang of this now. It's very exciting. So thank you, everybody. I will very much look forward to speaking to you super soon. Lots of love.